I am Dr. Rosemary Hyde, and I'm recording this program for Living Peace Now. It's part of our TOEFL preparation course. And this month, July, and beginning in June, we're looking at education in the United States or Canada, as they have similar choices and systems. And we've talked about different kinds of educational institutions in the United States. There is such an amazing choice. We started out talking about fairly small secondary state colleges and universities that might have 10,000 or 15,000 students and have several campuses across many states. For each state has its own system. And we looked at life at one of those smaller state universities. The Appalachian State University in North Carolina, which is where I live and where my grandson is going to start in the fall. We also looked at religiously affiliated universities, which are all sizes and all types, really. But most of them in the US are either Christian or Jewish affiliation. And today, in either case, they're not really aggressive about being religious. The religious heritage is more laid back, and they're inclusive of people of all religion or none. But you will hear there more mentions of God. You will have opportunities for prayer. It's more upfront than at state universities, public universities, which legally cannot be religious also at the same time. We've looked at the 2-year community colleges, which offer certificates and 2-year degrees in a huge variety of technically skilled occupations. So you go to one of those colleges and there are thousands of them across the US. They're all local. They're sponsored by local school districts. Every county, every département, if you're thinking in terms of French, every borough, if you're thinking in British terms, every county in American terms, has its own 2-year technical community college. And they're a great resource for people who need to get up to speed in basic skills, and also people, maybe even university graduates, who want to learn a technical skilled profession that may augment or complement what their primary skills are. It's just something that they're really interested in as a hobby. For instance, many airplane hobbyists in the US have associate's degrees in aviation from community colleges. The tuition is either free or very inexpensive, and they have credentials teachers, and they give credentials. So, it's a good opportunity to be aware of. If you're a younger student, you don't yet have a university degree, and you're within 2 years of graduating from secondary school, they could also be a point of entry for international students who want to go on and get a 4-year bachelor's degree in the US. Today, we're going to talk about something totally different. We're going to talk about the mega state universities. And I use the word mega advisedly. The one that I'm going to focus on is where the first one I went to get my master's degree. It's in the middle of the US. It's in the region that we call the Middle West or the Midwest. And these states are fairly large in territory. They contain several large cities. The universities themselves can be anywhere from very large to unbelievably large. So the one I'm going to present right now is Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana. They have campuses in several other Indiana cities. So Indiana University at Kokomo, for instance, is the equivalent of Appalachian State in North Carolina. It's a smaller state university, a second level state university, where people attend who, they can be very good students. They don't have huge ambitions in terms of national or international. They want to get a basic degree and, go out and start working. Those people go to the big first level state universities also, but usually to gain admission to University of State. The admission criteria are more selective. For instance, in North Carolina, and know fairly well, the percentage of applicants who are admitted to the University of North Carolina, first level university, maybe 18%. Then there's the second level, the State Technical Engineering University, and they may admit, 38 to 39 to 40% of students who apply. The third level state universities that are campuses scattered in different places around the state, they will admit 75 to 80% of applicants. So if you've, got a really great grade point average and you've been a good student, you're pretty much guaranteed to get in. You're not going to have to worry and apply to 27 different places to be able to get into one or two. So that's the path my grandson chose. He didn't want to mess around. He didn't want to put a lot of stress on himself. And so he applied to the third level, Appalachian State. It's a good place. You've seen the campus, so we can go back and look at the campus. It's very human-sized. There are maybe 7,000, 8,000 students there at a time. It's it's a big enough university, but it's not humongous. Today, the university I'm going to look at, which is just a choice that I'm making because I know it, I went to it many years ago when I was getting my master's degree. It now has approximately 50,000 students at that one campus, 50,000, 50000. And the campus with 50,000 students, when you imagine there's the the administrators, the physical plant staff, the instructional staff. There's probably 5 staff members or office staff members or lab staff members for every student. So, you know, that's a huge number of people on a campus. And all of the buildings, just about nowadays, except for the the original buildings, which were big enough. All of the buildings nowadays are high-rise buildings, huge high-rise buildings. It's like being in a big city because there's that many people, there's that many programs. I think they offer something on that one campus. They offer something like 900 different programs. You got to pretty much, to go to a university like that, it's a good idea to know what you're interested in. It's a great place to do your graduate degrees because they hire a lot of graduate students as instructional staff, as teaching assistants and teaching associates. So that's how I paid for my master's degree, was teaching in the subject matter that I was majoring in. I taught French classes to undergraduates, bachelor's degree students, during the time I was at Indiana University, or IU. The first year I was there, I lived in a dorm, on-campus housing. I had a single room because graduate students, they give more space to than undergrads. The typical undergrad room is very small and with at least 2 bunk beds and 2 people living in it. I was on a hallway of single rooms, all graduate students. We shared the bathrooms at the end of the hall, but we did have a room and a door and a key. And still, while I was there, my grandmother's ring was stolen from my room. I have no idea by whom. It's a place where, you know, since, especially for younger graduate students, master's degree students, it's a place where you begin to shape your adult life. Many, many, many people meet their future life partner there. I did. I got married while I was a student there for the first time. And that was the guy that I was married to for a long time, 34 years. We had a daughter, we raised her. We were not living in Indiana, although we both graduated from IU, and his family was from Indiana. So it's a place where people from every place mix. And as in undergraduate school, many lifelong friendships come at that time and at those universities. While you're living on campus, you participate in the campus life. You really are on campus. There's all kinds of movies and shows and events and meetings and organizations. So you create a life on the campus, and that's basically where you are, and in the stores and cinemas and other businesses that are right around the campus. At the time I was there, there were 30,000 students on campus, and the population of Bloomington, the town that the campus was located in, was 20,000. So the university was, it still is, I think, way bigger than the non-university population. And of course, many teachers and staff members also lived in the town. So the whole place is basically one with the university. It's a very interesting dynamic. And I have to say that throughout life, living in or very close to a town where there's a big university really improves the cultural opportunities that are available in that place. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit about this enormous place called Indiana University. I am one of the more than 729,000, whenever that happened, IU alumni. They will soon be more than 1 million alumni, I'm sure. Notice, they offer more than 2,300 different degree and certificate programs. How on earth do you choose? You just have to know pretty much what interests you. The lists are enormous. They are really well known for their art and music programs. They're famous. This is a place where major artists and major performers, famous ones, graduated from and did graduate degrees at. They have a huge program in everything having to do with business. They offer many foreign languages. I was a foreign language student and also a linguistics student here at Indiana University. You can major in education. You can get a doctorate in education here. The environmental program is fairly recent. I mean, at least in the last 20, 30 years. You can prepare for a career in government, or foreign service. They have a medical school. You can become a doctor or every kind of medical technician or expert. They have a law school, so you can become a lawyer. They have science, technology, and engineering degrees. And they have like sociology and psychology, the social sciences. They give you a template here for narrowing down what you want to study. I want to show you what it's like to be on this campus. And I want to take you on the virtual tour of the campus at Bloomington. The smaller, older buildings are where I went to school. And there were a couple of skyscrapers of tall, the one that my department was in was 15 stories, but they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And like I said, it looks very much like a big city. So this is going to be a virtual experience. The students at Indiana University adopt the nickname, the colloquial name of people who live in Indiana, which is Hoosier, which is a proud name if you're in Indiana. After I graduated, I went to Missouri. And in Missouri, the name Hoosier means an ignorant rube, somebody who doesn't know anything, who hasn't been in a city, who's totally ignorant. it was an insult in Missouri. In Indiana, it was a name of pride. So let's look at the we're going to see if they can. If they can recruit and recruit student again. 1966 is one of the master's degree. So this is the Bloomington campus as it is today. So this is going to be interesting. The gates were there. Yeah, the journalism school is really good. No, that doesn't. Around the so these buildings that you see now were built in the early 1900s, which is when IU began to really grow. He was still alive and leading the university when I was there. So his statue wasn't there.
Now we're visiting Dunman, which is located.
Yeah, you can see that this campus in the little city of Bloomington is an amazing cultural feast. When we lived on campus, or even in town, but with students on campus, when we graduated, we really didn't want to leave Bloomington, because there wasn't any place else that had such wealth of opportunities for art and performance and, you know, lectures and world-class events every day. So this is going to end this installment of American flagship universities, premier places to learn and to, to rub shoulders with future and present world leaders. And I will continue this next week with a visit to another world-class university campus that's a state university in the United States. Thank you very much.